This is the best AI dialer on the market. It's called Vapi AI. Why is it the best? The reason why it's the best is because there's so much customizability and because its pricing is very, very cheap. So over time, you're going to be saving a lot of money. And because the UI is very simple to use, any question you have could be answered by the community or by their AI, which is going to be saving you a lot of time when you are building your AI. So let's get into it. So here's Vapi AI. If you click this mic thing over here, you're able to start talking with the Vapi agent just like this.
Welcome to Vapi. I'm an assistant that you can talk to.
So you're able to talk directly with their assistant. Scrolling down, it just shows you the use cases for Vapi, inbound callers, outbound calls, voice products that you're able to have, voice IoT, what it has. So basically it just shows you the use cases for outbound, satisfaction surveys, transportation and logistics, qualifying leads, and so many more. Inbound calls, it's able to be a front desk representative at like a barbershop, a medical spa, anything like that. But scrolling down, as you're able to see, Vapi compared to the competition is way faster. Now, yes, this is biased. The competition, I would say, has a response time around 2 seconds. I'm talking about AI, but Vapi is at 500 milliseconds with its fastest agent, which is very, very quick. But now the problem is whenever you stop talking, it responds just like that. So that's why you will have to have a delay of like a second, just so it doesn't sound like an AI talking. Scrolling down, here's all the reviews that people have on Vapi. Over here, it just shows you everything Vapi has built in. Turbo latency, interrupting. So if you interrupt the agent with like a word or two, it will stop talking and then respond to you. But it does have to be fixed a tiny bit, because if you interrupt it, it immediately stops talking and it doesn't have the diminishing sound like a human does. So that would be very nice if Vapi adds that. But this is very, very good. Vapi allows you to scale to 1 million concurrent calls. Vapi also has function calling, meaning you are able to book into other calendars like Google Calendar, Go High Level Calendar, all of that. With Go High Level, you'll have to connect it to Make at the moment to be able to connect Go High Level to Vapi. But in the future, they will be coming out with an update that will allow you to use Go High Level directly in Vapi, which will be very, very nice. And lastly, the best part is if you live outside of an English-speaking country, you are able to use this for different languages, even if you live in an English-speaking country like the US. Spanish is a very, very popular language, so if someone can only speak Spanish, the AI can immediately start talking in Spanish and be communicating with your prospect in Spanish, which will be a game changer because now, let's say you own a dentistry, you don't need to have someone that works at the front desk that can speak Spanish. Now you have an AI that will speak every single language that exists, over 100 languages. So basically allowing it to speak every single popular language out there. Scrolling down over here, it just shows you everything you're able to bring to Vapi. So this is basically what Vapi runs off of. It runs off of ChatGPT, Grok, all of these large language models, and then it runs off of these voice AIs, PlayHT, ChatGPT, DeepGram, Microsoft Azure, and then they also provide you the code to make the AI run, and then they give you the UI to make everything easier. So instead of you making your own platform, Vapi just gives you everything, making it easier for you to make your own AI. Scrolling down, here's all the code that you would need from React, Node, serverless. This is all the code that they have in the back end running, so you're able to connect this to any CRM that you need. And then scrolling down, this is just where they're featured in. And then Vapi costs 5 cents per minute in total with all of the voice AIs and the large language models, which in turn is very, very good. Software like AI, which will cost 32 cents a minute for outbound calls, and it will also cost 32 cents a minute if you're going to want to connect it to like Go High Level or something like that, which is very, very expensive. Vapi does give you $10 worth of free credits for your AI callers to test it out, which in turn is very, very nice because then you're able to test it and see if you like Vapi. And then scrolling down, this is the end of the page, just their FAQ. Now, if you go to their docs, this is basically where all of their code is. If you need a type of code to connect Vapi to your CRM or something like that, all you have to do is just go to API references and then get the code from here. If you don't want to scroll through documentations of code, you're able to click this tiny AI thing over here and ask it for that type of code, and it will give it to you because this AI in turn will go reading through the entire documentation and find you the code, which is very nice. And what this also will do is it will help you build out your whole entire Vapi agent, so you don't have to ask the community. You are able just to directly go and ask this agent over here any questions you might have, which in turn has saved me a lot of time, and I'm guessing it will save a lot of other people a lot of time. But yeah, so now if you scroll all the way back to the top, you're able to create your own account if you don't have one, or you're able to just go directly to the dashboard and log in. So over here is the overview. This is how much has been spent today. You're able to filter it between a day, a week, or a month. This is just a test account, so I'm not going to be seeing all of the transactions I'm doing with Vapi at the moment. But yeah, this is basically where I test all of my agents to make sure they work and then implement it for my clients. Going back to the day, the nice thing is, let's say the assistant calls and someone stops replying, gets mad, and just leaves their phone on the table to waste your money. After 15 seconds, the AI is able to immediately stop the call. Now you are able to disable that, but that's a very good feature for cold calling. If someone gets mad, they just throw out their phone on the table. You don't want to waste your own money, so the AI will cancel it for you. The average call duration is around a minute 32, and over here it just shows you total call minutes, number of calls, total spent, average cost per call. Now if you go down over here to platform, here is all of the assistants. Now this is one of the assistants. It sounds more realistic. It costs 18 cents a minute. But as you're able to see, the latency is not that good. So you want to lower the latency. But yeah, that latency is still a second long, which is really not that bad. So this assistant is using GPT-4o. You're able to use all of these large language models over here. Anthropic, which is Claude. Claude 3 Opus is another good one. If you saw my last video, Claude is very, very expensive. And it just increased the price by 10 cents a minute, which is insane. So that's why I would recommend using OpenAI for the large language model and then going with 3.5 because it just reduces the cost of the AI. And then going over here to transcriber, we're going to use DeepGram just because it's the cheapest one out there and it's a very, very good one. DeepGram is made by Google, so it's been in the makings for over 5 years. It's one of the best ones out there. Voice, you're able to choose any voice from here. Over here is the voice library. Test all of the voices. Going back to the voice over here, we're going to choose another voice, Rhyme AI. It's way cheaper, as you're able to see, 8 cents a minute. Rhyme AI does not sound as realistic. This would be very good for other tasks like calling leads, or being an inbound caller for customers that are wanting to connect with a doctor or something like that. Click 1 to do this, click 2 to do this. 8 cents a minute, and the latency is 650 milliseconds. Now, because the latency is too fast, what you're going to do is go to advanced over here and then increase the response delay, so it sounds more like a human. Rhyme AI is the cheapest one that Vapi has on their platform natively. OpenAI's is also really cheap. Now with OpenAI's, the only reason I don't like it is because it's a bit still robotic. It's still really, really human, so this would also be very good for outbound calling and inbound calling. But the best AI voice on the market right now will be PlayHT, 13 cents a minute, still cheaper than AI by half. And its latency is still very fast. And what we're going to have to do is just click publish, and now our agent will be running off of PlayHT's voice. If you want to, you're able to add your own voice ID over here from PlayHT or from any of these. You're able to create a function over here, basically allowing you, when the prospect says, hey, I want to book an appointment, this would immediately send a trigger to make.com or whatever automation company you use, and it will book your appointment. Scrolling down, you're able to enable end call function, and you're able to enable dial keypad, so if someone puts a number on a keypad, it could transfer them to that. And lastly, you're able to edit your end of call phrases down here to whatever you want it. And then going to advanced, if this is for medical stuff that requires sensitive information, just turn HIPAA on, and then it'll just turn off audio recording. In the medical field, the calls are not allowed to be recorded, but we're not going to have that on, so we're just able to go like this. And then if you want a video recording for web calls, you're able to enable this or disable it. And yeah, then scrolling down over here, you're able to control everything, the silence timeout, how long it'll wait before a call is automatically ended, 10 seconds, that's what I have it. Max is able to be 600 seconds. A response delay, this is how long it takes for it to respond. Maximum is 2 seconds. LLM request delay is 0.1 of a second, just because you want to have the best response possible. And then the interruption threshold could be anywhere from 1 word to 10 words. And then lastly, this is the maximum duration a call could last. Could be a minute, could be 2. Really depends on what you need at your company. Let's just say this is going to be an inbound dialer for a med spa. The max you will need for a phone call would be 10 minutes. So what you'll do is just put 10 minutes over here in seconds. And then if the call hits over 10 seconds, it will just say, hey, I'm going to have to end this call. If you have any more questions, feel free to call us back. Or just have an excuse, pull up an excuse. Hey, another person's calling us right now. Feel free to call us back at your latest convenience. But yeah, med spa calls for inbound calling don't ever last over 10 minutes. But if you want to save money, if your company is on a budget, make sure to add that there. Idle message. This basically means if the person isn't talking for like 5 seconds, it can ask, hey, are you still there? Something like that. And yeah, going back over here to analysis, you're able to have a prompt over here. Right, once the call is done, ChatGPT or any AI could analyze the call and then summarize the call for you. And then another prompt for success evaluation, just saying how the call went. That's basically all you need over here. You're able to buy numbers directly from Vapi. It's just going to be a Twilio number. They just make it easier for you to buy. Or you're able to import your own number from Twilio or Voyage. Another thing why Vapi is better, AI doesn't allow you to import numbers from Voyage, only Twilio, but Vapi allows you to import numbers from both, which is very, very nice. Going down here to files, this is basically the knowledge base that you're able to upload. So this is very, very nice. If you want the agent only talking about your company and only answering questions from your company, knowing all the prices of stuff in your company, this is where you upload all of your knowledge base just for the agent to be able to be very, very accurate. This will be very, very nice for a med spa, just telling you all the prices right away. For a construction company, stuff like that. This is very, very good. Now, coming down here to tools, you're able to add new tools. You're able to connect Go High Level directly instead of make.com, but you're still not able to connect the calendar directly. You're able to run your workflows in make.com directly. Whichever one works for you, you're able to do. Or if these two don't work, you're able to add like Zapier over here. Over here in Squads, you're able to create something that I haven't seen in any other voice AI company yet, is the feature of Squads. So you're able to add your own assistant over here. And what you're able to do is just add multiple assistants. So this is the first inbound assistant that specializes in one thing. If it's not able to respond to that question, you're able to add another assistant that specializes in that subject. So you're able to have 3 assistants, one for booking, one for questions, and one for anything else, and you don't lose that potential customer. So yeah, you're able to add as many assistants as you want over here just by going like this. You're able to add a new one. Going over here to voice library, as I already showed you, this is basically where you're able to test all of the voices. Over here, listen to how they sound. And then over here are all of the call logs, and it just shows you what was said. And then over here, you're able to create sub accounts within your account, basically allowing you to create multiple accounts for your clients or within your company. Over here is API keys. You're able to take this API key, go to make.com, add it there, receive all of the functions. Provider credentials. Now, let's say you're paying for PlayHT and you don't want to pay for PlayHT another time in Vapi. You're able to add your API keys over here to have it just natively like that. Same thing with every other company you're able to add over here. Very simple server URL. You don't need to add that, but this is just the server URL that Vapi uses. You don't have to worry about that. Members, this just shows everyone, and then billing just shows you how much you were charged in total. And then you're able to customize if the sidebar collapses at all or doesn't, stuff like that. So yeah, that's basically Vapi. If you have any questions with PlayHT, you're able to join their Discord server, or you're able to ask the AI any questions over here. If you have any questions with Vapi, feel free to join my Discord server. It's linked in the description. If you need any help with implementing AI into your business, feel free to book a call at sympana.com. We basically just help you implement AI dialers like Vapi to book appointments for you or to act like a customer representative for you in your company, which in turn could save you over $4,000 a month if you just implement this AI into your company, because you don't have to pay for a W-2 and because you don't have to pay for a salary. Your conversions will also be higher just because the AI is always happy. It's never sad. The AI will always be performing better than a human in the long run. AI is always getting better. Right now, AI is at the point where if you implement it into your company, no one will notice. So why not implement it into your company and save thousands of dollars a month for doing so? So yeah, feel free to book a call at sympana.com or by clicking the link in the description.